I recorded a whole intro and I forgot to press record on Cubase. Anyway, here goes again. Greetings all, my name is JD from Studio 2105. Welcome back to Direct Access MixStream and yet another episode of Weekly Update Wednesdays. In this week's video, we're going to be taking a look at the difference between subtractive and additive EQ and when and how to use them. If you're new to this channel, a warm welcome to you. I want to give a big shout out and thank you to all the patrons who help to support the channel financially. Do sign up for the email list, and if you're not yet a subscriber, please do click on the subscribe button. Don't forget to click on the notification bell as well so that you'll be updated every time I put out a brand new video. If you want to support the channel, right, you can do so by becoming a patron. Check out the link that's down below and also in the description for what the special perks and benefits are for Patreon subscribers. So without any further delay, let's get on down to this week's featured question. What is the difference between subtractive EQ and additive EQ? Additive EQ is the most popular practice, the one that we all know, right, where you boost a range of frequencies to achieve a desired effect. Now, it's a simple tool that gives you the most immediate and the most direct solution. Now, for example, if a vocal needs more presence, you boost right in the 3 to 5 kilohertz range. And let's say if you need more weight on a kick drum, right, you add a little bit of 50 or 60 hertz. Now, subtractive EQ, on the other hand, is the opposite, in which you attenuate or you reduce a specific range of frequencies. So instead of boosting, right, to add more presence to, let's say, a dark or muddy sounding vocal, try cutting around 300 to 400 hertz instead to remove some of that low mid energy. Now, this will give you a result, right, that's similar as if you boosted the upper mids and highs, but it has an advantage, right, of not adding level, right? You're not adding additional gain to the signal, thus, well, lessening the chance of distorting or clipping something later down the line. The same thing with kick drum. Try removing right around the 200 to 300 hertz area instead, and it will kind of have a similar effect as boosting the low end. Let's move on to the next question, which is also related to the same topic. When I do any subtractive EQ, I end up hearing more frequencies I don't like. High frequency resonances, whistles, ringing, etc. I find myself adding 2 or 3 EQ plugins just to cut, right, let alone for any additive EQ boost later on. Am I doing something wrong? Maybe my high frequencies are too high, and maybe it's the way that I'm setting and getting my tones. Alright, this is a very important thing that I want to talk about. I would want to be always very sure that what I am hearing are actual problems, okay? Such as room resonances, you got some reflections, some comb filtering, rather than what are naturally occurring overtones in your sound source, be it a vocal, be it a guitar, be it whatever instrument it is. Now you see, a very common mistake, right, especially for beginners, is the misuse of this subtractive EQ, and the way you do it, right, is to do the EQ sweeping technique, where you use a narrow Q, right, a narrow bandwidth boost to try and pinpoint problem frequencies. Very often, the immediate and first reaction is to sweep the EQ to try to locate problem frequencies without first listening critically to see whether if there are such problems in the first place. You know, when we use a narrow, aggressive boost, let's say, sometimes 10 dB or more, you are definitely going to hear, right, resonances and spikes and peaks and problem frequencies everywhere. In fact, a 3 dB boost at any frequency can be perceived as quite a drastic change, but it doesn't mean that there is a particularly bad frequency there. As the saying goes, if it's not a problem, then it's not a problem. Now, a person that I know, right, aptly puts it this way: it's a technique, right, the EQ sweeping technique, to locate a problem frequency that you hear, right? It's not a technique to hunt down and to identify problem frequencies that aren't a problem in the first place. So let's say you are hearing a problem with a particular track, you hear some issues, say an electric guitar. Now, it is actually most probably down to the combination of the guitar and the amp itself. Maybe it's not the right type of pickup, the wrong style of amp, or the wrong combination of either. Perhaps too much overdrive, right? Or the mic position could be improved. And when you talk about vocals, it could be due to a mic that doesn't match well with the singer's voice. And I would say the elephant in the room, okay, right, no pun intended, is acoustic treatment. Like it or not, a lot of problems with room resonances and comb filtering is caused by poor room acoustics. And it bears repeating that investing in basic room treatments is going to be the single best improvement that you can make for your home studio. Again, no amount of expensive gear or plugins or mixing tricks will help solve issues that are caused by the recording environment. Without addressing all of these at the root cause, all you are doing is just applying a band-aid to a problem but not stopping the cause of the injury itself. The last thing that I would want to emphasize is that neither subtractive nor additive EQ is superior to the other. They both have their own uses and their applications, and when it comes to mixing and mastering, one should not be favored over the other. If boosting frequencies gives you the results that you want, don't be afraid to do big frequency boosts. And if cutting helps to do it, then do it too. Do one or the other, combine them, alright, with other techniques such as saturation, compression, etc. and have fun, right? That is where the joy and the beauty, right, and the fun of learning how to record and to mix and to master comes in. Experimentation, learning all the different tools, applying them and see what works best, what sounds best to you. If you end up using 2, 3 or multiple EQ plugins to try and solve these issues, it's really telling you that there is a bigger problem at hand. The sound source itself is probably not ideal. Put more effort into getting the right sound source, dialing in the right tones, finding the right microphone positions, rather than trying to use EQ and all these plugins to fix these issues. Alright, that's all from me. Sorry it got a little bit ranty towards the end, but if you found this useful and informative, please do leave a like. Do share this with your friends. If you have questions, if you have any feedback, please do leave them down in the comments below. I love to hear them from you. Do sign up and consider becoming a patron and subscribe. Click on the notification bell. I'll see you again in another video real soon. Stay safe, stay happy and healthy. Happy recording and mixing. Peace, love, and music.